Ian Happ absolutely owns the Cincinnati Reds. Why do you think he was my Fly the W player pick? I feel really good about that one right now. Starts the game off with the double after Sea's double. Also got the 3-run bomb later in the game. He always hits a home run. Even David Ross said it himself. And then Patrick Wisdom, 4 straight games with a home run. He's on a power tear. And you know what? It's amazing that the Cubs listen to Cubs on Tap, because you and I sit here with Juice and we bitch and we moan about this team. We can't slug. We can't do this. And then like the next 3 games, what do? Spit in our face metaphorically. So it's like, it feels good knowing that the Cubs listen to Cubs on Tap, Joey. But I mean, let's get your thoughts here. I think Ian Happ is a perfect place to start, because not only am I going to continue to flaunt that he's my Fly the W pick for this series, but I mean, come on, he owns the Reds. He does.
Yeah, man. I mean, he entered this game with 13 home runs at Great American Ballpark. 13 home runs, just insane numbers. I believe they showed, too, in the postgame. I was briefly watching it, that he was second. He came into the game second in slugging to Barry Bonds, minimum of 70 plate appearances against the Cincinnati Reds. Whenever you are in a conversation with Barry Bonds, you know you are an absolute legend against, at least in one area.
Yeah,
like if it's the Cincinnati Reds, fine, so be it. But he absolutely loves playing there. And he almost hit 3 home runs tonight, Ron. Like he only hit 1, but he could have easily had 3 because to the wall 3 times. So you just love to see it. And as you were talking about it on the last show, I was listening to you and Juice, and like you said, you said, I'm asking for slugging. This team just can't slug. And I think you were talking to, was it your mom? And he said, this team just can't slug. And then they spit in your face, like you just mentioned.
I love being wrong when it's good for the Cubs.
Same, dude, same. I would rather be wrong 10 out of 10 times, 100 times over, twice on Sunday. I don't care, as long as it's good things for the Cubs. And hey, guess what? The bad mouthing we've been doing about Schwisdom, about both of those guys, and some of the other guys too, right? Like whenever it seems like we talk bad about somebody, even Chris Martin started pitching much better. When I was bad mouthing him to Juice, I was like, this dude is a seatbelt. With that said, man, it's like you bad mouth somebody, they come through for the Cubs. I don't know what it is. We're like the reverse jinx legends at this point. So I love it. I'm just going to keep bad mouthing them if that's what it means.
Yeah, sometimes we're not superstitious. We're just a little stitious, okay? Like you got your ways and you start bad-mouthing a guy and good things happen. Then sometimes you're like, you know what? Maybe I do just have to talk shit all the time about these guys, because it feels really good. It's nice to see Patrick Wisdom take the slug as the metaphorical team on his shoulders and just carry it right now. That's refreshing. They need a guy like Wisdom to do that. That's why he's in the lineup, is to bring that slug. And Ian Happ, honestly, maybe it has to do with some of the dead balls, but like Ian Happ is a guy that legitimately, I think his slug could be a little higher. It's been good. Again, I said it on the last show with Juice. He is the one consistent bright spot for this team over the course of this full season so far. He's really the only guy that I can point at and say he hasn't really totally struggled yet. Everybody else has. He hasn't. So that it's still refreshing, but it's like you need a guy like Patrick Wisdom to do that tonight. Good to see him do it. Like you said, Happ could have had 3 home runs tonight. That would have been absolutely epic, but we'll take
4 straight days for Wisdom too. So
that's exactly. So the slug is coming around. I think we can feel very good about that and confident about that. And really, I mean, that was majority of how the Cubs scored their runs tonight. 2 3-run home runs did most of the work, except for the Ian Happ double with Seiya on base. Good to see Seiya kind of this be his get right series. Juice picked him as his Fly the W player for that reason. Only technically the 1 hit, but he did have 2 walks, 2 runs scored. So still a pretty productive night from Seiya Suzuki getting on base. Being that staple that really he needs to be if this team's going to be competitive. Just kind of in the middle of that cog that is that machine is the lineup.